What's up, baby? It's Max here, 3 big letters, small guy. I'm delighted to be bringing you this video of my No Limit story with the Microsoft Surface. And yeah, let's get to it. If you don't know me, I grew up in Hell's Kitchen, New York City. I was a very energetic little bean. I loved, I loved playing dress up. I loved being saucy and sassy, and I always had a lot of spunk. I just had the urge to entertain people. I always wanted to make people happy, and I would see shows as a kid, and I would come home and I would reenact all of the Broadway shows on my living room table in my underwear for my family and whoever else. And so I was always just trying to bring something new to people's lives. I caught the bug so early, I kept doing it, and I was singing and dancing, and I gave up sports so that I could just focus on music and acting and everything of that sort. And I lived in Woodstock, New York for a little bit, and I did like youth theater and whatever else. And then I moved back to New York City for high school, and I went to a performing arts high school. So there were already, when I got to school, there were so many people who had already been, on Broadway and in movies and TV shows. So I kind of felt a little weird and insecure. I was like late to the game. I was a little behind them all. But I got right into it. I think it pushed me even farther to realize I just had to catch up and really put everything I had into it. And so after a long time of auditioning, whatever else, a couple of years in, I got my first gig, which was this show on Broadway called 13 the Musical. And Ariana Grande and Liz Gillies and all these wonderful people were in the show. And I was a swing understudy, which meant that I understudied 5 different parts. So I was sort of in the background, and I didn't really get any of the fame or any of those things or the recognition, but it was a lot of work, and I'm really glad, because that was a really amazing thing to start out with, it always being about the work and the passion and not necessarily about people knowing who you are and whatever else. So I did that show for about a year, and it was wonderful. My first show I went on because my friend, he lost his voice in the middle of the show, so I went on mid-show, and they didn't even have my wardrobe, and they threw it to me like right before I went on stage, and it was totally surreal and incredible. So after that, I still am a small bean. I'm an energetic, small human, vertically challenged or vertically happy. I was kind of insecure about that though growing up, and it was a big thing for me. I always felt very small, and especially, I just didn't feel confident with myself. This Dolce & Gabbana campaign, and I went in and I didn't think anything of it. And then a few days later, I found out that I had gotten it, and which was crazy. And it was with Madonna, and I was playing her son. They said the reason that I got it was because of my height and how I looked, and that was a really big confidence booster for me, because it was the first time I felt like in my life where this thing that I had always been secure about, my height and my weight, was the reason I got something, or a reason that helped my career, helped me. And so it was definitely a big moment where I started to feel more confidence towards who I was, and sort of loving myself more. I always had my ukulele, and I was always kind of running around New York with it, and I would go to auditions even if they didn't ask for it. And I got this audition for a movie on Nickelodeon, and they said, "Don't bring it. It's a hip hop movie. They don't want to hear it." But I didn't listen, and I brought it anyway. And it was crazy, because I ended up booking the part in this movie called Rags, and they wrote the ukulele into the whole movie, and I play it the whole time, and it was really amazing that this other thing that I was like, that nobody thought would work, ended up being, sort of a signature trait of this movie and for me, and it was a natural thing that a lot of people doubted, which was a really beautiful moment in my life too, just sort of realizing it doesn't matter what the cool thing is, just be true to yourself, and that's the coolest thing you can ever do. So yeah, from there I started focusing really on music, and we had an amazing time. We went on tour with, with like Fall Out Boy. This was some of the shows on the Fall Out Boy tour. Again, it was really cool getting signed to Pete Wentz's label in DCD2, and like just being, I've always been kind of the odd one out, a little bit of an alien. So it was really beautiful to find this community with Pete and with the Fall Out Boy squad that felt like a home, which was really cool. And again, just sometimes the things that make you feel weird or make you feel eccentric are the things that bond you with other people. After that, I was working towards my first album, Hell's Kitchen Angel, and I was writing a lot of music towards it, And I wrote this song for my now wife, and I knew very early on that she was the love of my life, and that I wanted to marry her and have babies with her and everything. And it was interesting because a lot of people in the music world said, you know, if you're in your 20s and you're singing pop music, like, you got to be single, or you got to be dating famous people and whatever else. And that's all cool, like, live your life, but that just wasn't the life I was living. And so when I told everybody I wanted to get married, it was something that not everybody thought was going to be the best move for me to do. And so I definitely had a struggle of figuring out if I should be open about my marriage. And it was one of the scariest things in my life to decide, yes, I have to reveal the story behind Lights Down Low, the song I wrote for my wife and I proposed to her with. And I had to be transparent because I'm the worst liar ever, and I could never lie about it. And I just wanted to be open with my fans and with the people who support us. And it was scary because I thought that maybe I'd lose everything and that I wouldn't have a career in music after I was open about it. But it's been the best time of my life ever since, and it's been so beautiful to have people have Lights Down Low be their wedding songs, and for them to feel the way we do about love and about this song. And it represents love for everyone, no matter your sexual preference or who you are or where you live or any of those things. It's just a universal moment of love and something that we want to stand for. And that's been one of the most incredible journeys of my entire life. And it's so important, I think, always to be the utmost true to yourself, no matter who you are. So that's a bit of my No Limit story. Any questions, leave them in the comments below, and tell me some of your No Limit stories too. I'm going to make another video answering all your questions. And if you're already on the Campaign Hub, feel free to click around for more stories on how to live life on your terms.